If you have been watching me for a good minute now, you guys know that last year, today, my dad passed away. This video is mainly for people who have gone through this or are going through it right now, explaining what I went through, how I coped with it, and basically just how it is to lose a parent. It's not easy. I mean, to this day, I think about my dad every day. I know I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube or like on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, it's mainly because since it's been getting closer to the day that my dad passed away, I've been getting more like I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't know. I basically just want to be in bed. Oh my god, why do I keep like since the day's getting closer, I really don't want to do anything. Like, YouTube and Instagram isn't like the main thing that I'm focusing on right now. I just want to like basically be lazy, honestly. Like, I don't feel like doing anything. I had wanted to do this video for a good minute now. Like I said, again, I am not doing this video for you guys to feel sorry for me. I don't need you to feel sorry for me. It's life, and unfortunately it sucks. I didn't expect to lose my dad at such a young age, but he's in a better place now and he's watching over me. But yes, I am doing this video basically to let people know that you're not alone. Like, I know how you feel, and it's not a good feel. Like, obviously it's not a good feel. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. But whenever I lost my dad, I remember I was, you know, obviously I was surrounded by family and friends and people that knew my dad. Even though I was surrounded by all these people, I still felt alone, I guess you could say. Like, I felt like just empty. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, like I said, I had been wanting to do this video for a good minute now. I just wanted to have like something about my dad on my YouTube channel because I never really got to put him. I never really got the chance to put my dad on my YouTube channel because I know whenever I started YouTube, mainly my focus was makeup. It wasn't really like vlogging, and now it turned into whole vlogging, and so now I don't like, you know, yeah, you guys know what I mean. We have this video as a memory of my lovely dad. I am gonna have like a little slideshow at the end. I'm gonna try my best not to cry. I'm gonna go ahead and give you like a brief, like little small summary of me from when I was a child to now, so you guys kind of can understand basically what I went through, I guess you could say. Growing up, I witnessed my dad go in and out of the hospital multiple times. I remember when I was in, I believe it was in 5th grade or 4th grade, I don't remember exactly. The first time I experienced my dad going to the hospital was because he had a heart attack, and I remember being in school and like I wanted to go with my dad, go to the hospital, like be with him, because like at that age you don't really know a lot. You just hear heart attack and you think like, oh shit, death, you know. That's what I thought. I thought my dad had died. I was like, damn, this is it, like he's gone. That was the first incident. Obviously he was perfectly fine. My dad ended up having surgery on his heart. I don't remember what the name of the machine is called, but they had to put like a machine in his heart so it could like basically help. I don't really exactly remember, okay? If my voice cracks, I'm sorry. It's gonna crack a lot, I already know. Anyways, after that, I remember my dad ended up getting an infection on his toe, and they had told him that the infection had probably spread to his other leg. They would probably have to cut both of his legs off. I don't remember exactly like how old I was, but I remember my dad saying like that if that was the case, he'd rather be dead and like all this stuff. Like, he didn't want to live without both of his legs. I remember after going to the hospital and going home, and I remember crying, going home and crying. I prayed to God and told him like dad would be fine, that they wouldn't have to cut both of his legs off. Hopefully the infection didn't really spread. I was like, I think I was like 11, 12, I don't remember. They ended up just cutting off his toe because the infection hadn't spread that bad. So they just cut off his toe. So my dad only had 9 toes. And it was funny because your big toe basically like helps you balance. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, it helps you balance. So my dad would walk like a penguin, so I would call him my little penguin. It was so funny, it was so cute. After that, still went in and out of the hospital because like he was diabetic, like his blood pressure and like stuff like that. Whenever he didn't feel good, he would just go to the hospital. A couple years passed, he went to the hospital, and this was like 2-3 years ago, I don't remember exactly. And they ended up telling him that he needed a kidney transplant because his kidneys were failing. We were in the process of it. In last year, February, I had took him to Largo to his kidney appointment, and basically they had said that they were about to put him on the list to wait to see like when he would be able to do the whole surgery and everything, but we just needed to go back to give him a list of his medication. We never went back because the next month he passed away. So basically the reason why I went ahead and told you guys about all the times of him going to the hospital was because I grew up seeing my dad sick. I never told anybody this because I don't know why I never told anybody. Growing up seeing my dad in and out the hospital, I told myself that one day I was gonna, you know, lose my dad. I had to be strong and that I had to basically prepare myself for the day. I didn't want it to come. I didn't want to lose my dad ever. I don't think anybody does, or my mom. My dad was really stubborn. He would drink a lot and me and my sister hated it. That's why I don't really like drinking, I guess you could say. My dad only had 2 kids, which is me and my older sister. That's it. You know, we were his only kids. And me, I was daddy's little girl. So my dad loved me. Obviously he loved my sister, but not as much as me. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera shut off because it was too hot. If you guys hear like noises in the back, they're fixing the house in the front. Fast forward, March. No one expected my dad to pass away. Like, it was so much to process. Basically what happened was last year, it was Sunday. I remember either Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember. I think it was Sunday. My sister had like texted me or called me. I don't even know like what she did. I don't remember. And she basically or she knocked on my door. I don't remember. It was like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning. She told me that my dad felt really sick and that he wanted to go to the hospital and he wanted her to take him. So she was like, are you gonna come with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll go. And he was house sitting his friend's house because they had went to Mexico, and he had said that he wanted McDonald's. So we bought him McDonald's. Once we get there, we knock on the door and it took him a minute to get to the door. He opens the door and he can't walk, basically holding himself against the wall. And the first thing me and my sister thought was like, is he drunk? Like that's when we were like, oh, like here's your McDonald's, we got you this and this. And like we sit down and he starts eating it. Whenever he starts eating it, he couldn't like swallow. It wouldn't go down. And he basically left it all there. We sit him down at the couch and we're talking, and then we're like, so what's wrong? And then he tells us that like he can't walk and that his back really hurts. And so I like brush my hand down his back, and I literally am not like doing it hard like or anything. Like I'm literally just going down his back softly as possible. Once I reach his lower back, like jumps, and he's like, that hurts. And literally, I kid you not, I literally just touched it so gently. I could feel that his lower back was swollen. So we're like, okay, we're gonna take you to the hospital. So we took him to the hospital. We were there for a good 2 hours, and then my head started hurting. So I told my sister I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna take a little nap, and then I'll come back. So she's like, okay. I go back home, I take a nap, and I wake up from my nap because I had a dream that my sister had texted me telling me my dad had passed away. And the last time I had a dream about death, it turned out to be true. I woke up fast as fuck. I stood up and I was like, oh my god, like I was so scared. Like I felt my heart drop. And that's whenever I grabbed my phone and I saw a message from my sister. Had taken him to ICU, and I was like, I probably sound dumb, but I didn't know what the ICU was. And she was all like, ICU is for people that get worse and they need medical attention. So I was like, so that means that he got worse? And she said yes. And I was like, oh fuck. So I'm over here racing to the hospital, and I'm in there with my dad. He sees me, he's like, oh, like, hey, like, you know, like he got so happy to see me. And I remember thinking like, you can't leave me. Oh my god, I can't stop crying. My eyes just want to pop out tears. Like fuck. I remember my sister had left. I don't remember why. I think she went to go get food. I really don't remember. Like when I tell you that week was just so like, it's so blurry in my memory. I'm gonna try to explain this part without crying. My sister had left, right? And then my dad had told me he wanted water, and I was like, okay, like I'll get you water. And I asked for water from the nurse, and then I remember he stood up and he had like a lot of mucus in his throat that was causing him to not breathe really good. The nurse came in, and she came in with this little tube to like clean out, like she would stick it down his throat and she would clean out the mucus. Remember, she did that. As she was doing it, I was holding my dad. I had my arm around him, holding him like to lift him up because he couldn't really get up on his own, and I was holding his hand. And then out of nowhere, he's all like, I can't breathe. Like he was like gasping for air, and the nurse was there and she was doing it like sticking the thing, and I was like, he says he can't breathe. That's whenever the machine starts beeping and his heart stopped. My dad died in my arms. When she heard the machine stop, that's whenever she called other nurses, doctors, and they did that code. I don't know what it's called. Out of nowhere, I just see like so many doctors and nurses come in, and I'm just there like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like they came in with the machine. I call it the electricity machine, where they like do the, like, you know, I don't know what it's called, but the CPR. I was just standing there, and I remember my sister came in watching them do CPR on my dad. We were just there crying. Like, I was just standing there like, I did not just witness my dad dying in my arms. Like, there's no way. They had to bring him back within a couple of like seconds to like a minute. After that, they put him on the tube. And I remember one of the nurses told me, my sister, I'm kind of glad this happened because I had been wanting respiratory to put him on the machine. I had been asking them all day, and I just stood there and I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like if you knew he needed it, then why the fuck didn't you put him on it? After that, I told my sister I'm gonna stay with him tonight, and then I'll go home in the morning. Remember, I stayed with my dad over the night, but then like around 2 3 in the morning, I got super cold. Like, the hospital was so cold, and my head started hurting really bad because I couldn't sleep, and on top of that, I was hungry and just, I was crying so much, so my head was like, I didn't feel good. I felt sick, and I was gonna ask the hospital for medicine, but I was like, well, I don't think they'll give me some because I'm not a patient. So I just texted my sister saying like, hey, I'm gonna go back home, like I don't feel good, my head hurts, and that's what I ended up doing. And next day, my sister went, and I asked her like, oh, how is dad doing? And she was all like, he got worse during the night, so he's still in ICU. And I was all like, oh, fuck. The reason why I say that I blame myself is because I feel like the reason why he did get worse was because I left. Like, I feel like he didn't feel my presence there anymore. So like, you know, like I don't know how to explain it. Oh, I forgot to mention, after they had the CPR, they did put him on the machine, as in life support. Just wanted to say that. So then I was like, I should have never left. Like, I should have stayed the night. Like, I still think that I should have. I wish I would have. So then I was like home waiting for my sister to get home so I could go to the hospital because she was at work. And I was like, I'm gonna go, I'll just meet you there. And she's like, okay. I got to the hospital. 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, my sister gets there, and then my aunt and my grandma were there. They were like saying hey, and then that's when I go to my dad, and I'm like just sitting there next to him. Every single time my dad was in the hospital, he always wanted me to sit on the bed with him. Like, he always told me like, oh, come lay with me, and I'll be like, okay. So I just sat there with him on the bed, and I was just looking at him like get better, like, you know, like, you can't leave me. Literally like 10-15 minutes after we both were there, the machine stops again. Like, his heart just stopped. We get the nurses in, they come in, they do the whole code thing again. They take us out of the room this time, and it's me, my sister, my aunt, and my grandma, and we can see them doing the CPR again, and everyone's just crying. And then we're just staying there because we can't do anything. They ended up bringing him back again, and this time it was actually longer to bring him back. That's whenever the doctors asked my dad had a wife, and we said no, that he was divorced. And then he's like, does he have any kids? And we're like, yes, it's me and my sister. We are all that he has because he doesn't have a wife. We were the ones that had to make the choice, which I think is something that someone should never have to be put to this position. The doctor explained to me my sister, and he said that my dad was on life support at this moment. He told us that it was up to us whether we wanted to take him off life support or if we wanted to keep him. He told us that since this is the second time they had to do CPR on him, and that it took longer than the first time, that he was afraid they had to do it again. They probably wouldn't be able to bring him back, or if they did bring him back, it would probably cause brain damage due to how long brain would be without oxygen. My aunt told me and my sister that my dad always said that if he ever got to the point in life where the only thing that was keeping him alive was the machines, to disconnect him. We ended up making a decision to let him go. We all knew my dad was mentally and physically, emotionally tired. I'm sorry, the train is coming. I didn't want him to suffer anymore. God wanted him sooner than expected, and I can't be mad. My dad ended up passing away. The doctors took him off like around 3 o'clock, and I stood there and held his hand until his heart stopped beating. A lot of things happened after my dad passed. There's a lot of people that had a lot to say. Oh, I didn't even explain to you guys what like they ended up finding out. So my dad's kidneys were really swollen. He was bleeding internally from the inside. We never knew what my dad wanted. whether he wanted to be cremated or whether he wanted to be buried. Every single time I tried talking to him about it, he didn't like talking about it. He didn't like talking about death. I don't know, he just never brought it up, never talked about it. So me and my sister never knew. So we decided to cremate him. There were a lot of people that were against it because of religious reasons, and I understand, but this is my dad, you know, it's my dad. Me and my sister agreed to do something for my dad, so don't sit here and judge what we decided. I carry my dad with me all the time because I have him right here in this little necklace. I got this off on Amazon. Now that I think about it and I think about how I was a year ago, I was so depressed. The way I coped with it, whenever I would think about it, I would cry. Like, I would let everything out. I would literally stay home. I would call out of work because I didn't want to go in. Thankfully, my job at the time, they covered all my shift and I got paid for it, which I wasn't supposed to because I wasn't full-time, but the manager was like, fuck it, I'll pay you. So I'm really thankful for her. Like, obviously the first couple of days, like the first weeks, month, I wasn't okay. I really didn't go to my friends. I knew all my friends have their own lives. I just felt really alone. There was days where like I just couldn't do stuff. I was just like, I don't want to do that today. I don't want to go out. I want to stay in bed. I don't want to clean. I don't want to eat. Like, I told myself like I can't be doing that because then I'm just gonna make myself more depressed. So I would force myself to go out. My camera's about to die. I'm so annoyed with my camera. I need a new one. But like I was saying, yeah, what I think helped me and my sister along, after my dad passed away, we had a little rosario thing. We were surrounded by family and my dad's close friends, family friends, my friends. I think that's what helped us a lot, was that we had people around us to keep our mind off of the situation. It's really hard losing a parent, and if you're going through this and you feel alone or you feel like you have no one to talk to, you can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys so you don't feel alone. You can either reach me on my Instagram, my Twitter, Snapchat, anywhere, any social media. I will say this for the rest of my life, y'all need to appreciate your parents. Your parents have done so much for you, even if you fail to realize it. But tell them you love them. Don't waste time arguing with your parents or anyone you love, anyone that's close to you, because you never know what day you'll wake up and they won't. I wanted my dad to be there for when I walk the stage, when I graduate, which I don't even know like what the hell is going on with that because of the whole coronavirus. I will have that in my other vlogs. I'm probably gonna post this one first. I have so many vlogs like just, you know, recorded already. I just need to edit it. This is in memory of my dad. So with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video, and here is the slideshow I did for my beloved dad.
Yo te extrañaré.
Wait. You should have got the magic candle. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was bad.
Vivimos juntos los detalles, las pequeñas cosas, lo que parecía no importante, son las que más confirmaba en mi mente al recordarte. Ojalá pudiera devolver el tiempo para verte de nuevo, para darte un abrazo y nunca soltarte.
Lo que no, mi color favorito.
Que Dios te ha llamado.
Ahí está. Se nos copia. Pero no veo al chango. A veces hasta se pone a ya puso el corazón.
Que doliera tanto.
Ya no llores por mí. Yo estoy en un lugar lleno de luz, donde existe paz, donde no hay nada, donde puedo descansar. No llores por mí. Es tan bello aquí, nunca imaginé. Quiero que seas feliz, que te vaya bien, y cuando te toque partir, espero verte aquí.